Everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. So if you know anything about me, you know that one of my favorite foods, in fact, my favorite food group that I ascribe as a food group is chocolate. Chocolate is a superfood in my opinion, and it is something that I eat every single day, not only for its taste. I really like bitter and the sweetness of chocolate, but also for its numerous health benefits, particularly its anti-aging health benefits. If you're new here, my name is Brandon. I talk a lot on this channel about anti-aging and well-being, longevity, and a lot of what I focus on is skincare, but skincare isn't the only component of anti-aging. It's actually just one of many components that make a holistic approach to healthy aging over time. If you know what you know about me, I'm always harping on sun protection. Sun protection is key when it comes to slowing down and preventing the visible signs of aging. UVA in particular, contributes upwards to 90% of the visible aging. But sun protection by itself isn't the only component, and it's not a magic bullet. UV is going to peek its way through, and we're going to have within ourselves endogenous defense mechanisms and systems to protect our skin, to protect our cells, and help to prevent and delay that progression. Nutrition is a powerful component. There are many different superfoods, if you will, that have these defense mechanisms or these antioxidants. Chocolate in its pure form is called cacao. Now, cacao is a really bitter plant-based food that a lot of people, at least in Western civilization, they don't consume cacao in its 100% pure form. It's very bitter, but it has the highest concentration of flavonols. Flavonols are the most abundant subtype of polyphenols in cacao, and the polyphenols are the source of antioxidants. Epicatechin and catechin are the highest concentrated forms of flavonols in chocolate. They are particularly found in the higher percentages of chocolate that you would find at the grocery store, like 75% on up to 100%, you're gonna have the highest concentration of flavonols. Really, the higher bitterness of the chocolate that you consume, the greater concentration of flavonols you have, because it's that bitterness that tells you that there are flavonols in the chocolate. The flavonols are the bitter taste that help to prevent and protect the plant from predators in the wild. Cacao is also high in theobromine. Theobromine has antioxidant potential as well as other health benefits. And of course, there are other minerals in chocolate like copper, magnesium, potassium, and iron. And the reason why I'm covering the fact that chocolate has high antioxidants within the food, within the cacao plant, is because our skin and our cells in our body have these endogenous antioxidant systems that protect us against UV damage that mutates DNA and harms collagen in the skin. And higher concentrations of these endogenous antioxidants help to protect us from free radical, really oxidative damage that is induced by sun exposure, by pollutants, by things in our environment that induce that. Even just the act of being alive and breathing and exercising and moving your body, you're producing free radicals in your body that do to some degree contribute to the aging process. Over time though, our endogenous antioxidant systems, our glutathione and superoxide dismutase and catalase, these enzymes with antioxidant capabilities, they decline over time. So our bodies become less capable of protecting ourselves from these external sources of damage. Now, there are some small studies out there that show that cacao flavonols, like the ones I mentioned, the catechin and epicatechin and the theobromine and the other antioxidants within cacao, that these can protect our skin and our cells from UV damage and thus be posited as a potential anti-aging food, if you will. And the protection that it confers to the skin is mediated potentially through different factors, specifically the generation of reactive oxygen species, which occur when we're exposed to UV. These ROS, or reactive oxygen species, contribute to degradation of collagen, elastin. They contribute to other biological aspects of aging, telomere shortening to a certain extent if you're into longevity research. So consumption of these polyphenols through cacao, specifically through dark chocolate that you can find at the grocery store, again, 75% or higher, these are going to potentially, or at least theoretically, protect your skin from the sun, protect it from UV, and protect it from the free radical and reactive oxygen species that occur not only from just the UV, but also just through, again, daily living. There's also some evidence to suggest that chocolate can help with nutrient delivery to the skin and thus be helpful for anti-aging by delivering nutrients to the skin that are important for collagen and elastin. The vasodilatory effects of chocolate are thought to be the main component for the nutrient delivery. So there was a small study that found consumption of high flavanol cocoa or chocolate for 12 weeks increased dermal blood flow and oxygen saturation to the skin by approximately 70% and 80% respectively. Now, this was just a small study. In a single study, more research is obviously needed. Now, in terms of the aging that has already occurred, like age-related pigmentation or dark spots or even wrinkles, there are some small studies suggesting that daily consumption of chocolate can help reduce those parameters of aging. So in one study, 12 weeks of chocolate consumption, high flavanol dark chocolate consumption, 12 weeks worth every single day, decreased UV-induced erythema by approximately 25%. Now, erythema is the reddening of the skin. So it, in a sense, protected the skin from, or reduced that reddening that happens with the UV exposure. So it's thought that because of that, your skin is more protected from the sun. There was also another study, it was a 24-week study, and women ate dark chocolate, high flavanol rich dark chocolate for 24 weeks every single day. And really what it was a cocoa dissolved in water. So it was just like a watery cocoa beverage, which I personally actually do drink quite often. I usually mix 2 tablespoons of pure cocoa powder or cacao powder in hot water and drink that. It's probably gross for a lot of people, but that's what I do. I just prefer that and I like that. But after 24 weeks, there were statistically significant improvements in various parameters of skin aging, including skin roughness, as well as hydration and elasticity, in addition to a reduction in wrinkles and fine lines. And this was compared to placebo. So there was a group of people, a group of women who didn't drink the cocoa beverage versus people who did drink it, and they found that the cocoa or the cacao was associated, the consumption of cacao every single day for 24 weeks was associated with those statistically significant improvements and reductions in those aging parameters. And there's also some preclinical animal models, really. Hairless mice, they applied topical theobromine. Now, remember, theobromine is another active component in cacao that may have anti-aging, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory potential, but there was a study using hairless mice, and they applied topical theobromine, which you can't really find in a lot of skincare products, honestly, and they applied UV to the skin of these hairless mice, and they compared one that didn't have the theobromine applied and the other ones that did. And the ones that did have the theobromine applied had significantly reduced wrinkles over time compared with the skin that wasn't exposed or applied with the theobromine. And this is actually quite interesting, but again, human studies are needed, and we have to really think about, can this really translate from topical application of theobromine to the consumption of the whole food? And if indeed the topical application of theobromine does do this in human skin, it's probably a fantastic opportunity for skincare manufacturers to jump on that and apply that into their own skincare. Now, what type of chocolate should you choose for anti-aging? In the grocery store, you're faced with a variety of different chocolates, and usually the most popular chocolate available is milk chocolate, and it's not surprising. It's super sweet. It balances that bitter flavor with the sweetness and the milk and the dairy. It's a match made in heaven, really, when it comes to the taste, but not when it comes to protecting your health, protecting your body, and slowing down that progression that is associated with the aging process. Because high consumption of sugar leads to degradation of collagen and elastin in the skin. There's something called advanced glycation end products, and that is aptly termed AGEs, and that happens when sugar is linked up with proteins, and collagen and elastin are proteins. And there's other factors that are at play. You have high blood sugar and insulin and inflammation that occurs with all this sugar, and that also causes detrimental and deleterious effects to the cells of your body, and really reduces your lifespan, and contributes to other various aspects of ill health. So reducing that sugar by choosing higher concentrations of cacao in your chocolate bars, or whatever types of chocolate you're consuming, I think is really important. So when you're consuming dark chocolate and choosing dark chocolate, ideally, at least in my recommendation, is to choose 85% or higher. And most people can do like 72 to 75. Again, if you were asking me for a recommendation, or I guess I can just tell you what I do. I personally choose 85% and higher because you're going to have fewer grams of sugar, and you're also going to have less dairy as well. So you're kind of empty calories there, and you're going to have higher concentrations of cacao. Thus, you're going to be having higher concentrations of those flavanols, of those antioxidants, and the theobromine and the epicatechin and the catechin. You're going to have a higher concentration of that. Therefore, you're going to be consuming more antioxidants. You're going to have more of those antioxidants within your body that are hopefully fighting the battles that you want to be fought. You can also choose a sugar-free chocolate that has cacao in it. The one that I choose, the one that I get a lot, is the Lily's brand chocolate. Lily's is sweetened usually with things like erythritol and stevia, as well as sometimes inulin, which is like a prebiotic fiber that has a sweetness capability to it as well. And Lily's is great because you don't have the sugar, and you can also choose choose higher levels of dark chocolate. I sometimes get the 92% cacao, which is like the super, super dark. But if I'm ever feeling like in a festive mood, I will get the milk chocolate. And I will sort of compromise there because I know that I'm not getting the highest concentration of those antioxidants or those flavanols, but I'm still getting them regardless. I'm not getting the sugar. And sometimes you just need milk chocolate, I think. You know, treat yourself, but do it smartly. I also like this brand of 100% cacao drinking chocolate. It's from the brand Ritual Chocolate. Very good. And also if you want to venture into cacao beans, 100% cacao beans, this will probably be the best product to do it. It's straight from the tree, more or less, and peeled. It looks like a big coffee bean. High in antioxidants, definitely, and those flavanols that you really, really want from the chocolate. Cacao butter, same. It has polyphenols, antioxidants, not as much as the whole cacao because you just have the butter, you just have the fat, but you can make your own chocolate using melted cacao butter and cocoa powder. All right, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this nutrition video. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you want more nutrition videos in the future and you want to hear more about the research behind certain foods, nutrients, antioxidants when it comes to anti-aging, hit that subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you here. And until next time, I hope you have a good one. See you later. Bye.